What up, everybody? What up, everybody? Welcome back to another ASMR video. I hope you guys are all doing very well. I'm doing just fine myself. In today's video, we have a stock market discussion video. As you can see, we have a bit of a different background today, but the reason that I'm making this video is because it's a warning to you beginner traders. If you've been struggling in the markets recently, that's normal. That's very normal if you've been struggling in the markets. And why is that? Well, because look at this chart. The market has not given you great price movement. It's been choppy. It just has. There's no other way to put it. The market has been choppy. And because the market has been choppy, I've been trading with lighter positions. That was the S&P 500, and this is the NASDAQ market. So obviously today they're both performing very well. We got the NASDAQ up about $4 on the day, about 6.6%. Keep in mind today is currently October 8th, 7:38 a.m. So I don't know exactly when this video is coming out, but its release date isn't so important, because what I want you guys to do is, when you recognize the market is choppy, honestly, if you are a complete beginner, I would say, don't play. You don't have to take a trade every day. You could take a day off. You can either watch the markets, you can paper trade, or you can decide, I'm not going to look at the markets today. Maybe I'll look at the charts after the market closes. But that is part of having good trading discipline. When you understand that markets they're always irrational, but now they are a little bit unpredictable. They're always unpredictable as well, but you know what I mean. They're choppy. When the markets are choppy, you can lose a lot of money, you can make a lot more mistakes, and you can get very frustrated. So, like I said, I would recommend that you just stay out of the markets. But for me personally, what I'm doing when I'm seeing this choppy price action and these irrational movements, I size down. I don't trade with as much. Today I got stopped out of a play. I only had 4 contracts of SPY worth about $400. I lost about 62 bucks, so it wasn't an insane amount. It was between like 12 and 13%, and that was okay with me. I was fine. And then I hit for another play. I gained like a 9% winner, and that was fine for me too. So pretty much break even on the day. I'm not gonna take any more trades. Market is bullish today, but guys, when you understand that the markets have not been good, please save yourself the trouble, save yourself the heartache, save yourself the loss, and don't trade in the markets. Markets are very risky. I will never tell you not to trade, but I will say that if you're a beginner, it's better for you not to. So how can we kind of tell when markets are choppy? Because maybe even in the middle of the day, you don't know if market's going to be choppy or not the next day or whatever. So what we do is we look at previous patterns. If we can tell by the past week or so that the market has been just trading in the same range, choppy, not giving you good price action, I'm not going to say that to automatically assume that the next day is going to be just as bad, but you can assume that it's going to be just as bad, if you know what I'm saying. Use the charts to your advantage. History doesn't always have to repeat itself, but it tends to. So, the same thing with the stock market. If the stock market is showing you the same thing day after day, then it is going to be better to assume that it will be the same today. Then today has to be the day where it finally changes and is not choppy. So, with that being said as well, another thing you can assume is when we are in times of uncertainty. So as of the recording of this video, we are currently going through a government shutdown. Obviously, government shutdown is not really great for the economy. There is, people aren't getting paid. There is understaffing. There's some specific data reports don't get released. So when we are in times of uncertainty, investors tend to de-risk, meaning they tend to pull money out of the markets. So markets can be a little extra unsafe to trade with. So if you understand that we're in times of uncertainty, then maybe, like I said, take a day off. Another thing is when we have a big data report coming out. Let's just say earnings season. It's uncertain. Let's say it's the beginning of earnings season. If it's the beginning of earnings season and you don't really know, oh man, are my favorite companies gonna start performing well during earnings season? If you don't know, guess what's gonna happen? Oftentimes chop. But if market sentiment is very high, if they're like, oh man, earnings are they're gonna crush it, or if it's the other way, oh man, earnings are gonna they're gonna get destroyed. They're not gonna do well on earnings. Market sentiment plays a huge factor in which direction market moves. So, with that, you gotta understand these things. And with this government shutdown currently, I don't know if it will still be active, this shutdown, when this video is uploaded, but it's pretty clear to see around when the shutdown happened, we just chopped. That's what the market does. It doesn't know what's next. So markets are very, very bullish right now. So if you are gonna play, be very careful shorting. But since there's no news, it's like, okay, what's gonna happen? So de-risk by sizing down your positions, or don't trade at all, or look for other names in the market. Look for things that have a positive or negative news catalyst that you can drive that sentiment into the stock. Let's say, for example, the other day, Robinhood, they were having issues with their app. A lot of users were giving negative feedback, and the stock sold off pretty hard. So instead of trading the SPY, which has been choppy, if I have some big time news on Robinhood that came out, let me delete some of these, then it might be a good idea to look at Robinhood instead of like the SPY. And you guys can see the day that I'm talking about when Robinhood dropped. So you can look for market sentiment that way. Ask ChatGPT or something. But with that being said, I need to head out of here. God bless you guys. I'll catch you all in tomorrow's video. God bless and peace.